Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
So
What up?
guys.
Are you pointing now? It's because now that you know where
Yeah.
everybody is.
Yeah, it's like a little
Funny.
dance.
The only downside is I don't think it's not the same on OBS.
I asked you what it was on OBS, so that
Oh, I
wouldn't
thought
look
you were
like a
asking.
dumbass.
I'm sorry, my bad. Whatever. What's up, guys? How's everybody's
Yeah.
week?
Pretty good.
Here we
Pretty
are
good.
again.
Doing wonderful.
It's been busy.
I've
What's
better.
up?
Still wonderful.
I
I'm doing
got
wonderful.
poked
I have
and
2 days
prodded a
off.
lot.
I'm wonderful.
What, Baka?
That I got poked and prodded a lot.
Sounds like fun.
Got doctors.
Okay.
Sounds like fun too.
Could have been a good Saturday night. You never know.
Depending on what kind of poking or prodding.
Needles.
Fun
Ooh,
time.
not a good Saturday night. Nope.
Gotta go
Frown
get
on that
those
one.
shots. Get healthy. Survive for a few more decades.
What games has everybody been playing this week?
Good ones.
None, to be fair.
Well, Overwatch, Punch Out, because since I had to go to the doctors and stuff a lot, and I have actually gotten hooked on trying to finish Grand Theft Auto on the PC now, because I got really bored and started watching the RPG stuff for Grand Theft Auto, and I got an itch to go through and just play the game again.
It's such a good game, too.
It is.
Man, I don't know. I've seen some of the RP stuff. Like, I know you're talking about it's the multiplayer stuff, and I don't know if I could commit. Like, it seems like it'd be a lot of fun, but I think that I'm too, like, I can't with people.
But you can play
sometimes.
D&D. It's the same principle.
I know.
Well, it also depends on the servers, because some servers I've watched, it's kind of cringy and bad.
Oof.
And then other ones I've started watching one called No Pixels, and it's actually pretty fun. They've got some interesting characters. One of them that was there for a year though. The character, his name was Young Dab. He quit the server last night.
Oh, wow.
It was his last day apparently. So,
Huh.
but yeah, it's nice. It's a nice like cops and robbers back and forth kind of a thing, and they have strict rules. Like if you're doing robbers or something and trying to rob a bank, you cannot have a group bigger than 4, or you get in trouble and kicked from the servers, because they try to keep everything balanced.
That's nice. I
I
like
like
the
that
idea of
idea.
balance. That was also my fear is, like, I don't want to be, like, the one good guy on a server full of renegades, you know?
Oh, I'm sure there are plenty of cops. People love to be cops. It's a power fantasy.
I just want to be a bystander. Can I just join in and be like, I'm just going to walk on the sidewalks?
Yes.
I'm going to
Some
ride my
servers do let
bicycle
you
in the
be a
bike
civilian.
lane.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
like there's one person. She's just the receptionist at the hospital. That's her job.
There we go. See,
Was this
Exercise
become
and-
Second Life? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Kinda,
it's
yeah,
GTA
something
RP.
really-
Yeah, 100%.
You should ask Snitty about it
crazy.
sometimes. Snitty does. He
He
plays on the
tried.
server. Does he
tried.
not still do it? I thought he logged in the other
No.
day. Oh, well, okay, my bad.
As far as I know, he's been playing Overwatch a lot, but I have not seen him in GTA.
We've all been playing Overwatch a lot because there's an event
Yes.
that's got new stuff.
Anytime there's an event, Overwatch comes out.
It's true. I mean, well, and they introduced a lot of neat stuff, and I saw, like, when they launched the event and posted all of the skins that were going to be available, I saw people complaining about how, like, the anniversary event's the most chaotic because all the skins don't make any sense. They're just there, and it's like, that's what that event's for, though. The other ones have to be in a theme, like the summer games or all of that stuff, and then the winter, or, like, the anniversary event is just like, we had these good ideas, but they don't fit with anything, so just throw them in there right now. Like the May one that Chicken likes so much.
Yeah,
I kind of want the Winston.
The Winston
Yes,
one's
the Winston
nice.
one is good.
That was cool. That's the gargoyle. Gargoyle.
it is.
one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do find it funny that when Jeff was talking about the anniversary update, he's like, all right, now, I gotta warn you, when the Diva skin comes out, it's going to break the internet. Everyone is going to flip out after it. Well, everybody came out, everyone's like, yeah, that's really cool. And then they showed the May one the following day, and let's just say that broke the internet.
Yes. The May one was more controversial and conversation starting. than the Diva one.
That's one word for it.
That's a nice skin though. It's cute.
Fan fiction? Is that what you said? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, plenty of it.
Fan service. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But they had, I mean, there are other good ones. The Roadhog one, the Toxic Roadhog, is really neat. I like the way that one looks. I think Farrah got 2 skins because she's got the astronaut one, and then she has one that's like a recolor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
And all the skins that came back too. That's nice.
That's cool. The different skins they've got.
yes, I will play the game to try to get loot boxes, but I will not spend money on it.
No.
Sorry,
yeah, I mean, I
Blizzard.
like playing Overwatch. It's fun.
Yeah, I enjoy the gameplay enough that I'm gonna play it anyway.
I'm
so.
saving all my money for Classic WoW. Every month is $15. So I need 15 hours of entertainment,
15.
which will probably be no problem. In a month, 15 hours is not that bad.
It's really not. I mean, think about it. You just have to play it every other day for 1 hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Although, I mean, that's gonna be like once August gets here, that's all Chicken's gonna do. But at least he found a game this weekend that will occupy every bit of his time until that happens.
So what you been playing, Chicken? That was a great segue. See,
I know.
Well,
right? And
I
it's true,
bought
though.
it Friday. Well, first of all, it came out Thursday, and I told myself before it came out that I was like, all right, I've been burned too many times, Total War, so I'm just gonna wait for the reviews to start coming out. I hope it's bad. I don't got to worry about it. It'll just
I hope
fly
it's
by
bad. It's a franchise that I like. Hope it's bad.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to spend the money on
To,
it.
to be fair, some of the last few games that they've done have been kind
Have
of
to.
nah.
Yeah, have to. God.
Well, that's why I was hoping it was bad podcast because there have been previous ones that were and that you didn't have to spend money on. That's
It's like,
terrible. That's a dumb thing to want. Stop wanting games to be bad from companies that are trying to do well.
Well, okay, then I was managing my expectations. I was like, all right, this game is going to come out buggy. It'll probably be good in a little while. So the day after it come out, I start looking at Steam and whatnot, and this motherfucking game just starts blowing up everywhere. Like, I was like, it's got to be 85% or higher on Steam. And it was like 87% with 6,000 reviews. I was like, ooh, okay, looking pretty good. I like it. Started reading reviews. Everybody is like, it's fucking optimized perfectly. It's the best one that they've had since Shogun 2. And then it's like, hit me again. Because I got like 400 hours in Shogun 2. So I was like, oh, man. People keep just selling it to me. So I watch it a little bit. And when I get home Friday, it's like, all right, it ticked all the boxes. It's optimized well. It plays right.
I never even played one of these games before, and Chicken comes over and goes, look on Twitch real quick. So I flipped over to it, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What is this? Why you got me watching this? Then the guy zooms out. These massive battles are going on. I'm like, holy shit.
It's got 2 really cool modes. I don't know if it's in the other ones, but it has the romance mode and the normal mode. Romance mode makes it almost play like a Dynasty Warriors game where your generals are fucking gods. Like, I have mine just run into the middle of a battlefield and just start using its abilities, and it just starts cleaning floor. Like, going into a battle without a general is your serious disadvantage. Like, you gotta have like 6 armies just pile on the person and kill them. But then you could just play the romance version, and every general is like just battling it out. You could do duels too, make your generals specifically fight each other, and everybody else stays away, and then they'll just battle in the middle, and you can watch.
Well, at least they're honorable about it.
Oh yeah, they're
like,
very
one of
honorable.
them's low, jump in.
Like, this game has so much to it. It is incredible. Like, the diplomacy side of it, the war side of it, the managing your cities part of it. Like, this game is just so well done. It was a very, very good $60 spent so far. I bought it Friday. I've got 22 hours in it now. I'm going to go play it again once I'm done.
I know.
I'm a little addicted.
He is.
I did start a second
little-
campaign, and I've had to restart it 5 times. My first one was
Did you do the tutorial? Because as we found out, Surviving Mars has a tutorial.
The tutorial
So you did do
system-
that one.
I didn't need it.
The tutorial system in it is actually really fucking good. When you first start, it kind of teaches you what each thing is, and if you press F1, it highlights everything in your window and tells you what it is. Whether you're
that's
in a menu, you press it and be like, all right, this is what everything is, this is what it does, and you can do it in pretty much any menu. It'll tell you what it is. Yes.
So it's like a help button.
Yes, it is a help button. It is really fucking good, and I am really enjoying it. And I need to go back and play it now, but I was told I had to be here for the podcast.
Yeah, he's like, can I skip the podcast? I was like, no, save and quit. He's like, but I can't save and quit. I was like, why not? Because I don't want to. I was like, no.
Online games, you can't just pause
it's not
online
an
games.
online game.
You aren't supposed to know that.
I'm not dumb. Not your mom or something.
She literally does a podcast about video games. You
You're
think
not
you're going to throw
supposed
one
to
over on that one?
I could try. Sometimes you'll get a good blanket toss and it'll land right over top. You'll be like, yes. I was going to play it on the side too, but she said no to that too.
Yeah.
We would have known. Remember when she do City Skylines that way?
Yeah. Yeah, we remember.
We called her out on that one.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no, I don't do that anymore. So nobody does it.
When I can pull
She
up
can't do
laptop
it. No
and
one
play
can do it.
But yes, Total War, this one is incredible. If you are a fan of the Total War franchise or the Dynasty Warrior era or anything like that, this game is really fucking well done. Watch some streams, watch the reviews, and if you buy it within the first week, you get the Yellow Turban Rebellion DLC for free. So
That's nice.
I got it. I haven't played them yet. There's so many different leaders.
Is that
to
something
play.
that you'll be able to purchase later, though? If
More
you
than likely, yes.
Okay. Because I don't like the idea of trying to incentivize people to buy first week based on getting something
what
for
it
free.
says is it's basically like if you buy this game if you pre-order this game or buy it within the first week, you get the Yellow Turban Rebellion for free, which means after the first week they'll probably just sell it for DLC for like $20 or $10. So
I still think that's a little weird because I think that that's the next step from pre-orders, or essentially pre-order light.
it incentivizes your interest in the game. Like if you want it, that's just a bonus. You can watch the game for a week, see how it does, and if you're interested, you can go ahead and make the plunge to buy it. Because that's what I did. I had to wait to see how it was doing when it came out. The DLC thing was just icing on the cake. I wouldn't have cared if it was free or paid. It wouldn't have mattered to me.
I guess that keeps them from having to go, all right, if you pre-order it, we're going to give you $5 off or $10 off. Instead, they're just going, we're going to give you a $10, $20 DLC.
Yeah.
If you're pre-ordering it or order it in the first week, right?
Yeah. So at least the people, after it comes out, have a chance to look at the game before committing to it, and they have that week if they want to get the DLC. If that little piece of DLC is your like
Breaking
turning point, yeah. I think you're looking at the game for the wrong reason.
Well, he spent all day yesterday doing that, and I accidentally spent all day playing Surviving Mars. I was like, several times I was like, I'm gonna save in just a minute when I do X thing or I accomplish X milestone. I'm gonna save and quit and go do something else. And then when that happened, I'd be like, oh, but now that opens up my options for this, this, and this. Or I'd be in the middle of building something when that happened. So I'm like, well, when I finish this building, and then it'd be like, well, when I finish this thing for this building, all day. I played
accidentally.
all day.
Weren't you the same person in the middle of the week that texts me to let me know that the computer at your work will actually play Surviving Mars?
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
I have a problem. I admit it. I have a problem, but I cannot wait to put 400 hours into this game.
Yesterday,
it just needs to hold me over till wow.
When I was playing Surviving Mars yesterday, I went to go talk to Chicken at one point because I was so mad. Like, I'm talking
Which time?
several hours in. My colony is doing okay-ish. Like, I've got them doing all right. These people have, like, you have, I guess, story missions. Each campaign will have a story that you're playing too, and I'm playing one of the easy ones. Well, easy's relative because it really depends on how your colony is doing as to whether or not it's easy, because they want resources. So these people are bleeding me for resources already that are part of my main campaign. And I've got all my domes, that's like 10, 12 domes, and all my stuff running around. And then I get a notification that there's going to be a meteor shower. Well, there have been meteor showers this whole game. And I'm in, like, the place that I settled, there's, like, a valley with 2 plateaus on either side, and I'm on one plateau. And so far, the meteor showers have been in the valley and on the other plateau. Meteor shower starts, and there's a lady voice that tells you, like, updates you on stuff. And it's like, meteor incoming. meteor incoming. And I'm like, okay, they're probably going to start hitting in the valley, whatever. I'll go get the metal from them later. And then it's like, you're leaking O2 from 6 domes without life support and all this stuff because the meteor shower is on me. It takes out literally everything I had. Like, all of my domes are leaking O2. None of my stuff is working. I don't have all of the parts that I need. Like, I'm out of parts because everything's already trying to repair and my campaign people have bled me for the other stuff that I needed. I'm like, are you serious? So I'm freaking out because everybody's dying. Like, colonists are dropping dead left and right because there's no atmosphere in any of this stuff. No power is on. I'm like, I hate this so much. I've played like 6 hours or 6 to 8 hours at that point. I'm like, no. Why would you do this to me, meteor shower? And when they're told chicken and he comes in here and he's like trying to help me, he's like, turn off this building, turn off that building, move all of the colonists to this dome, let the people fix this dome, order a rocket, like with supplies and stuff. I failed my story mission because I didn't have enough parts for them. I'm like, my colony is half dead. I don't care about your stuff. Don't talk to me. But
don't talk to me about your campaign.
it took me forever too, like the campaign stuff. You'll have one person that's the main contact point for your campaign, and you can read through all of them and pick one before you start your game. And so the whole time I had read through them, and my brain just read them as like all of the people that were giving quotes as the right ones because it's based on real people. So one that I picked was a mission from my brain read it as Gene Roddenberry because that's what it's supposed to be. It's actually Reed Gottenberry, and I didn't realize that until the guy was narrating something, and I was like, my brain just read that the right way. So, but yeah, I salvaged it. This morning I played for a while and fixed my stuff, and I think I've got my colony back on their feet. Failed the mission, but my people are alive and I have more domes and they're doing jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the end game is now that I've finished. Like, now that I've failed the mission, I don't know what I'm supposed to get to.
They'll probably give you another mission later.
The guy's dead.
I would hope so, though.
They'll probably give you a mission later.
Like, the whole mission was that Gene Roddenberry, or Reed Gottenberry, was like a crazy eccentric billionaire, and he wanted to move people off of Earth and into space because that's where humanity was supposed to be headed, and I was supposed to help him with like parts for his moon base and his Jupiter base and all this stuff, and then he died, and then I didn't give them supplies, so all of the colonies failed.
Well, just keep
so
playing.
all of them are dead
happens.
too, so
Sorry.
Gotta wait on the next rich billionaire, whoever that is.
I guess so.
Could
I
have
don't know.
I mean, it could be Knitter Lemoy or something, you know.
Probably.
Or Shilliam Watner, you know. Whatever.
There was one of the quotes is, well, my brain read it as Jean-Luc Picard, so I don't know what it's been rearranged to be in game, but so that's on there.
That's funny, the reference they've got to different sci-fi stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Gotta give them props on that. So I played more Sea of Thieves. We went through and I wanted to start the 7th chapter of the Tall Tales. Went in to do it. And you have to start at the ferryman for that one. And
so
you get
go
to the
die.
ferryman. Yeah, so you got to go die first, right off the bat.
Don't kill yourself. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't. We do not condone that. Unless it's in video games.
In the video games, it's fine. All right, so so I went in, we died, I got in there, and I was like, okay, vote, done, cool. Somebody else is going to have to die, too, in order to be able to vote, and we're on a ship full of 3 people, so, and No Pants was on there, and he's like, I'm not as far as you two, so, you know, Alyssa, you go ahead and do it. It's like, okay, so Alyssa dies. She comes in,
Willingly.
She can't vote. And I'm like, why can't you vote? Like, I can vote because...
Why can't you vote? I'm not old enough.
I don't understand what's going on here. Well, evidently, she didn't complete one of the chapters, and you have to complete a certain amount in order to be able to get that one unlocked, which I thought was weird. Okay. And so I was like, great. So we went back to finish the one that she needed. We got all the way to the end of it, and at the very end, on some of them, you have these puzzles where this entire room starts filling up with water. Yeah, we drowned.
You were just getting ready for the next chapter, right?
So we had to do it again. Yeah, so we had to do it again. Luckily, it was the exact same clues and everything, so all we did was just mark the ones on the map, just go to them, pick up all the stuff to go. But and then we're like, okay, well, let's go ahead and it's 11:30 at night. Let's go ahead and start the ferryman one now. So we go to start the ferryman one. We go to it sent us to Marauders. We get up to the top of Marauders and we go to dig, and you usually have that first chest or whatever. In this case, it's a casket. You go to dig it, pull it up, and the item that you're supposed to grab to help you with the rest of the missions says push X to pick up, and you couldn't pick it up.
It was messing with you. Like, ha.
It was so completely glitched. So we all died just to see if that was part of the problem. Nope, same issue. We stopped the mission, started the mission back up, so had to die again. Oof. We had not, by the way, none of us died legitly the entire game, I don't think. It was all us killing ourselves in order to make this mission a thing.
Well, so what's the most effective way to die then? Now that you guys know, you've had plenty of practice. So that on
Marauders, you just jump off from the top of the cliff and hit the beach, and you're good to go. Oh, okay. But the most efficient way, if you don't have that, is actually a snake, because they have changed the mechanic for drowning to where the meter actually goes shorter. Like, instead of doing like a lump at a time, it just gradually goes shorter. And now you hold your breath underwater longer, I guess because of some of these missions where you're having to hold stuff and take them up at the top.
Oh.
So I can actually hit the wall at the bottom of the ocean, and my guy will stop swimming before I ever start drowning.
Okay.
That's how bad it is.
I was thinking that'd be like the easiest way. You're just in the water, go ahead and drown. But geez.
Yeah, well, that's what we usually did. But we experimented, and that was it. The other game that I played this week, which I was really excited about, I was able to get a key for it, was A Plague's Tale: Innocence, which is put out by Asobo Studios. And I was hopeful about this game to start with because it looked like a really beautiful game, and I like the concept of it taking place during a period of time where you have, the plague going on. And
the plague.
The whole storyline and everything that goes along with it. It is, just for anybody that is interested in the game, it is based in that 1300 and 1348, I think, is when the period of time that was on there. So it's in that time period, but there are some supernatural stuff because you're playing a video game that's going to be included in that too. So
alternate universe.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. The plot line's really good. The voice acting's really good. The stealth in this game, just like, it is so intense. Like, I was sweating at certain points. It's like Game of Thrones. You don't know who's going to live, who's going to die. You have no idea when it comes to that. So it's like, it is just, you're like, I mean, the amount of times my mouth opened, just like, holy shit, did that just happen? And it might have been a chapter where it was mainly you just doing stealth stuff. You having to dodge things and move around things, and I'm like, no, move around. And it's really, really well written. You're looking at anywhere from 8 to 10 hours to play the game. To me, it was worth it just because of the storyline alone. They have definitely set this game up to be a series of some sort. Now, whether that's 2 or 3 games, I don't know. But it is definitely set up for that. But I highly recommend this game. I think that I've already seen some of the reviews that people have said about it, and I think that everybody's kind of thought process is the same. These narrative-driven games like this, I think, are where people are trying to lean toward, and they did a really good job of telling a story. And I'm interested to see the characters in it, which is Missio, who is the one you play most of the time, and her brother Hugo. They both have their own kind of storyline that like, majority of the time you play as her, but then there's a certain point where you have to play as Hugo too, and it's just really interesting the way that their gameplay is a little bit different. And actually his was more intense than anything, because imagine, I'm thinking of myself as this little 10-year-old boy, or however old he is, trying to stealth through a building full of people that if you get caught, you're dead.
Nope.
Luckily, they don't show you them killing a child, but like, you see it, it's like,
that's good.
Now her, who's like 17, yes, they'll show that in a heartbeat, but him, no, not so much. So it's like, yeah, you're just moving your way around and trying to figure out the best path, and you'll turn a corner and you'll go whoop and back up real quick, and about that time, it's like you're like, okay, no big deal, and then just it's just beautifully done. The stealth part of it is just so intense. Highly recommend, but it's good. The rat part of it is very interesting too, because you get to, those are your puzzles. Moving rats around is your puzzles, basically. Nice. It's the strangest things ever in a game, but every puzzle's different, which I really like, and the gameplay changes as you go. And I feel like the first few chapters, they're teaching you how to do different stuff that you're going to use in later chapters, but you might not have used it since the very beginning, which I think is kind of neat. Instead of them going, oh, you're going to use this and this and this and this, they just they made it up. So the gameplay changes based on what you have going on, and the puzzles change too. So it's pretty neat. Awesome.
Cute.
That's what I got.
Speaking of puzzles, this is not about me directly, but yesterday Chicken and I were talking to my parents, and my mom's like, can you come help me with this thing on my computer? And because they've got like a computer that's still running Windows 95.
What?
Yeah, I know.
So the puzzle was how to get a new computer, or
the puzzle
was old.
Yeah, they were playing. My mom and dad were playing a game together called Messenger, and it's on a disc and everything. And
AOL Messenger?
No.
No.
And they were supposed to, like, they couldn't figure out how to progress to the next room because it's a puzzle game, like a find items, use items where they're supposed to go think. And they couldn't figure out how to get to the next room. I just think it's adorable. That's what my parents are doing now. Like, their free time now is playing games together, but they're playing games on a Windows 95 computer. So I think for Christmas, Chicken and I might try to buy them just a newer computer. Because, yeah, I just want them to be able to play games. And I think it's cute that they had to ask Chicken to help with the game, which he did.
You got to see if GOG has the game that they're playing now. So when you get the other one,
I know. I'm gonna hit up GOG and just see what all, like, because the game, they have two old computers, and one is running 95, which is what they're playing Messenger on, and the other computer that they have runs ME, so still really super old. And they're playing a Nancy Drew game on that one, and they are just having a blast.
Nancy Drew?
Yeah, it's a Nancy Drew, like, find the item, take it to the place game. Point and click deal. Yeah, I know. They're cute old people who don't do technology so well. So, I just thought it was funny. My parents are getting into video games.
It's called The Messenger, right?
You have to go with the Messenger point and click game because like the review that I just found of it. The review I found of it was from 2004. The review of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, I found it. It's Messenger PC game, Windows 95, 98, 2000.
They're so
for
adorable.
$9.77.
$9? Holy shit! For a game that's 30 years old?
It's an actual disc, though. It's an actual disc. That's you buying the disc.
Well, they have the disc.
Come on.
Yeah, they got the disc.
So yeah, we'll have to find. Because, yeah, there's a newer game called The Messenger, too, which is the Ninja game.
They're not going to be good.
That just came out this year.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
I didn't think about that until we started doing it.
I think for Christmas I'm gonna find them just a cheap computer that can run some basic stuff, and then Chicken and I can load it up with some games that I know that they'll play. Get them a GOG and Steam account, and yeah.
Some old.
Because my dad likes.
Oh, you can be friends with your parents on Steam.
I know.
I don't want to hide off light all the time.
My dad likes the game where it's like this really old. There used to be a billion browser games of it, but it's got like blocks at the top of the screen. At the bottom, you have the little platform, and the ball bounces, and you have to break them.
Breakout.
Is that what it's called? I don't know, but my dad loves that. That's his jam.
But we had this conversation the other day, actually, because you asked me what was the first game that I could remember playing or something like that on a console, and it was Breakout on Atari. Yep.
Old people gaming. Not that you're old people. I'm just saying my parents. Wow. My parents being old people are so cute.
Get clapped.
That's not what I meant.
That is a virtual.
You know what?
Clap right there. He just said that he played it on the Atari, and you're like, yeah, those are old people games.
No, well, I was thinking about my parents and the games they're playing. I mean, my mom's playing a Nancy Drew game. Nobody our age plays Nancy Drew.
Keep digging that hole. Just gets a little.
I mean, I'm sorry, Oak. Are you playing the Nancy Drew game? Is that on your list?
I could be. You don't know.
He can't now because it's gonna make him even older.
Isn't this like a stack effect? The more of these specific games you play, the older you must be.
I don't
Apparently
know.
thanks
You're
to you,
evidently
Grif.
creating these rules over there.
I'm
Yeah,
not. Chick is
yeah.
the one that said that. You know what? What's in the news? I'm done with you people.
I mean, anything's
Go
possible.
ahead.
I don't even know. Do we even have? We were talking about GOG. How about that? GOG has announced their plans for their new client. Which, if you use GOG Galaxy, which I have on mine, but they're 2.0, which they haven't released a release date yet, but they're going to have a closed beta for it. It is designed to go with the complaint that we've had this whole time, which is, why do we have all these fucking clients on one computer? So the idea is how to combine them all. And then it's supposed to be open source, which would allow for people to create designs for the maybe in ways that they hadn't thought of as a company.
It's like OBS
Yeah.
for broadcasting or for client software.
Yeah, so it might be quite interesting to see how they end up doing this.
But I think that it still doesn't eliminate the problem of having to have 11 billion launchers because everybody's still going to want... Like, you're still going to have to open those in the background of GOG.
Yeah, more than likely.
Like, it's still going to open Uplay. It's still going to open, like, if you've got a Steam game or, like, you're playing
Yeah,
Left 4
because
Dead,
even
it's still
Steam
going to open
opens
Steam.
Uplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to open... It's still going
You'll
to
have 3 open for
billion.
one.
If
they find a way to bypass that, I'm sure the companies would throw a fit about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they definitely would.
Yep. So it's still 11 billion launchers. They're just trying to consolidate it to 11 billion and one with a central launch point.
Wait.
That's why I still kind of just have my stuff on Steam. Like, I have a few games. Like, I have a few games on Uplay, and I have a few games on Origin. It's like my other bookshelves that I think of them as. It's like I have my main entertainment center, which is Steam, and then I have my small cupboards with Uplay and Origin.
That's too
But
funny.
no Epic Store. I threw that shit out.
Yeah, that one was dumb.
Yeah, I don't have Epic Store.
Speaking of Uplay, Ubisoft is in the news because they're considering tweaking the difficulty of that Division boss that we talked about. I think that if you're going to do that, though, that you still have to have the original difficulty in there, but you get an option when you're loading up for that specific raid. Be like, we want to do the easy version, please. That way
They did
you know
get
you're
beaten
playing
too,
it.
by the way.
The
It took-
regular
yeah, it
version?
took- Yeah, the PlayStation 4,
See, it
entire
is
PlayStation
possible.
4 team beat it. It took them 3 days to figure out how to beat it, but they beat it. Yeah.
It's possible.
Oh my god, it took them time.
Ain't
right.
nobody
To
got
learn
that
how to
now.
do it.
We need this to be easy so we can get in and out and be done with it.
They beat it in 2 hours and 52 minutes. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that they had to suffer for 2 hours and 52 minutes
2 hours
playing
and
a
52
video
minutes,
game.
that's
Can
like
I
the
buy
time
him an
the time-
umbrella and an antebellum dress after that comment? Oh my goodness. You know, it's like, come on, man.
I cannot
I-
believe
Yeah,
it
yeah,
took
yeah,
them
guess
that
these
long.
Bless their
people
heart.
Didn't play classic WoW.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking with
Yeah.
with classic streaming right now. If you want to see something take time, watch some of those streamers. Like watching somebody that is like a night elf have to be like, all right, I've done with my quests. Now I need to get to, or I want to not do this start area. I want to go to the human start area. Watching them run and die and run and die and run and die. That takes dedication and hours just to get to another start zone.
To get to Stormwind from Darksiders isn't too bad. You just take a boat straight over and you're good. But to get to Ironforge, you got to take the tram.
There's
go
not a
up.
boat straight to
No,
from
not in classic.
Darksiders. Not in
Oh,
classic.
that's right. It's up in
It leads to Menethil Harbor.
Yeah, you gotta
and
go to
then
Menethil.
you gotta run.
I know this
Yeah.
because I did that.
Yeah. So did I.
That harbor in Stormwind is new, like
You
still
could-
new.
Yeah, you could do it. You could go to Ratchet and then take that one to Stranglethorn
Not the
and
point,
death run
though.
your way through
The
SD.
point is, other games in the past have taken quite some time, and I think that's kind of the idea that they wanted for something like this, was something that players weren't going to run in and instantly beat. They were going to have to work together and actually like problem solve on how to beat it, and it took them Oh my goodness, 3 hours, you guys.
No, it took him 3 hours to beat it, but that's after 3 days of continual play.
Ask classic raiders how long it
Yep.
took to beat one boss of
Like,
a
it'll
raid.
take weeks to beat the first boss, and then you'll maybe have that first boss on farm, and you'll have to progress. Like, that is what...
I just wonder if that's what they were basing that
progression.
on. Like, this was supposed to be a time sink. You were supposed to go in and spend a long time trying to figure out how to make it work. Like, I think that might have been by design.
People now just want quick satisfaction. They want to be able to jump in, they want to kill some bosses, do some instances, get some loot, and be done. Where
Yeah, but
the
then
different
what?
community, they just come back and do it again. They just grind. That's it. They just come grind.
See, but
and then
I
move
blame
on.
Destiny for a lot of that shit, though, too. Because when Destiny came out and they had that raid, it didn't take... I think it was 6 hours is what it took them to figure out how to beat it the first time. The very first raid for Destiny. And
Right.
and then if you gave them... And then people bitch because it only took 6 hours to do it.
Wasn't
And
long
then-
enough.
Yeah, it wasn't long enough. Now somebody gives you longer, and then you bitch about it because it's already been beat on PC, but it can't be beat on console. And then it finally gets beat on console. Now what's your fucking excuse, bitches? We told you last week. Get good. Done. They got good.
Yeah,
And I like their
they
little
just figured out how to
celebration
do
at
it.
the end. Those guys acted like they won a fucking World Cup, and it was fantastic. That's
But I
what
mean, that's
happens.
That's what it's
That's what it's
supposed to
supposed
feel
to
like.
be.
You're supposed
Right?
to get that feeling of, like, I accomplished something. Holy shit, we did it, you guys. Not like we rolled in here and in half an hour we cleaned out this entire dungeon.
Honestly, in things like that, the feeling, instead of the feeling of accomplishment, it's the feeling of, ugh, I didn't get what I wanted. God damn it, I'm
Yeah,
doing this
like,
place again.
that's-
It's like, what the hell? You play these games to kind of,
You play these games
feel
to play
good.
them. Why would you
Yeah.
just want to come in here, raffle stomp everything, and be done with it? Like, what's the point of that?
That's like extreme escapism, because now you're not looking for comfort or enjoyment or anything.
Well, you're looking
just
for a
looking
power
for a
fantasy.
way. You're looking for a way to burn as many hours as possible. Okay, I could just play this for 6 hours and grind and do nothing, whatever, and then feel like shit at the end because you didn't get what you wanted. It's like you know you're not taking the right reasons for playing games, right? You're supposed to feel good after. I mean, unless it just becomes like an addiction and whatnot, and you just aren't getting enough out of it.
I mean, the whole raid was supposed to be, like, quote unquote, literally, this is word for word, built around the idea of well-coordinated team with communications. Like, they wanted you to play it as though you were playing, like, you were actually being those people in the game where you had to be tactical and use strategy and communication.
What, an entire game that's based on, like, tactics and strategy have an actual part of the game that's tactical and strategic?
I know, it's insane. Why would they put that in there? Who wants this garbage, right? Like, I don't know.
we just can't go in and shoot things? What?
I feel like if all you're looking for is shooty fun times, that's maybe not the game for you to start with.
No. I mean, Call of Duty probably be good for you.
Yeah, because that's quick in and out. You go, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they suck at that and then they wanted to go play something else to feel like, you know,
I mean,
awesome,
you
badass.
gotta get good at
Again.
something, right?
Again, catering to the casuals.
3
That's
days and
why
that's
I-
a problem? Like,
That's what. Yes, God. That is why. That's why there's such a push for a classic community in WoW, is because casuals aren't gonna get babied in that. Like, you don't get the option to. Well, this is too hard. Well, that's too bad. I like it when companies say that's too bad.
I like the idea too, though. I do believe, like, we'll use before vanilla was a possibility, to add that classic feel back into it. I like the idea of having that catering a little bit to the casuals, but also having an option for the people that aren't. So if you turn around and you go, like, and that's just a matter of 2 servers. Here's what and you label that person. So, like, you have titles that are in WoW, correct? Because you tried to earn one by doing certain things in the game,
PvP titles
right?
and things like that.
So you turn around and go, these titles are only available in the casual. So you'll know who that person is if they're playing casual. These are only available in this version of the game, which is the harder part of the game. And now these people that are the more hardcore are going to be shooting for the titles that go along with it, and the casual people can still be casual.
They already do that though.
Well, there you go. I mean,
PvP versus PvE servers.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, with WoW, they've got like raid finders and all that stuff that's super casual friendly. And then if you want to do it hard mode, then you can try to be recruited into a guild that's actually gonna put things on farm, because raid finder is easier than the actual raids. So I mean, they really did do the split difficulty thing with that and all. And I like looking at the comments for this article. It's interesting to see that it's really split in that too. Like a lot of them are like, I don't understand the problem. Like, work on it. And then other comments that are like, I'm not an elitist and I don't have that kind of time, so it needs to be easier. And it's like, well, if you're, first of all, that's not being an elitist. That's somebody that's just dedicating time to one specific thing that they're trying to do, instead of going, I've got 15 minutes, gonna be the best at this game ever. I mean, like... Now, I'm not sure how Division 2 has theirs set up, but majority of the time, the raids are separate from the regular storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's
so, I mean, you can choose not to do it. It's something that you don't necessarily have to do. I mean, I'm sure there's gear in there that's worth getting, but if you want it, you gotta work for it. Like, that's the trade-off. Yeah, it's got really great rewards, but you have to work to get them. Or you can do all the easy shit, and it can be kind of mediocre rewards. But they're fast.
Not to be a dick, but the capitalistic side of me just turned around and go, look, you can do this raid, and it'll take you 3 days to beat it, because you got to get with your friends and figure out what it is. Probably end up taking 3 hours total once you figure out exactly what to do. Or you can pay me $400 for the gear that would be dropped on there. And dropped it was right there with the sound in the background going on.
Actually, people already do that.
Yeah, I mean, people do sell raid slots and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, they'll sell raid slots and whatnot. Like, when towards the end of expansions, if specific raids have very rare mounts, you can actually pay for that mount. They will take you in there, carry you, and then give you the mount. Granted, the shit is super expensive. It's not supposed to be real money, but since there's actually a real money to WoW Gold currency number, they can be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could just work at it yourself.
Even beforehand. I mean, do like towards the end of vanilla, I remember people spamming the for raids to get like Rock Dalar, League, or the priest benediction and things,
and I know
not easier to carry a single person in a 40-person raid.
Like, I'm thinking back on some of the stuff that we've had arguments about other games in the past and whatnot, and I know this one, like, I don't think, because somebody had said there needs to be a matchmaking component of this one. I know one of our issues with early Destiny was there was no matchmaking for things like raids. I think that there should be a matchmaking where it's like, I only have 2 friends on tonight, but we want to do this if we can, or at least try it. I think you should still be able to matchmake, but I think that you have to understand that then you actually have to communicate with random people, like you used to back in the day, before we had party chat on consoles and things like that, where, you know, you had to actually talk to those around you.
What?
I just want like a looking for group list. Like, oh, okay, I'm looking to do a raid. I'm gonna go ahead and put myself into a raid list. So, you know, and then it'll be like, all right, these people are looking to do a raid. Well, I need this guy and that guy and that guy. I'm gonna send them messages. You guys want to do? And then like that kind of making it.
Xbox is looking for group lists now.
That's good.
So I don't know. I mean, PlayStation's UI won't handle that, but I mean, it might
not
in
PlayStation 4,
5.
but PlayStation 5's on the way, so
right.
Maybe.
Well, but the UI hasn't changed much since PlayStation 2, so I'm gonna say, well, good luck. You know? It's like people that don't like the Xbox one. I'm like, they change theirs constantly to try to adapt versus one that's looked the same since PlayStation 2, so I don't know what to do on that one.
They very obviously have some strong, passionate feels about this specific subject. But instead of being on it all day, maybe we should look at some of the other news stuff, as much as some of us probably don't want to about some of it.
Well, if you want the easy way out and you don't want to have the raid bosses and do all that type of stuff, good news. Call of Duty's coming out this year like it does every single year. Huh?
What?
I did not
expect new Call of Duty? No way!
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. So later on this year, Call of Duty's coming out. The new Call of Duty game. Wait for it, folks.
Upsetty. So upsetty.
Go ahead.
Ready?
What's it called?
The new Call of Duty game is called Modern Warfare.
Wait, don't they already have that one?
No, they don't.
They have Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Oh, and also Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
Call of Duty
that's
4
neither
Modern
of
Warfare Remastered.
This is not those. This is a new one that's just...
But now we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and of course we had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare also. But we also had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So technically, wouldn't those be the sequel to this new game that's coming out?
This is a prequel to the sequel to the
I'm
fake
gonna need a
sequels of the
flow
other
chart
original.
for all of the Call of Duty games.
All right, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is the greatest Call of Duty game ever. Nothing else matters.
Nothing else
Hey.
matters.
But
Well,
now
what
they're
about
now,
Infinite Warfare? I heard that one was everybody's favorite.
It was okay.
It was
To be
terrible.
fair, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is where they completely changed their rules. It's like Call of Duty, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that, Call of Duty this and that, Call of Duty this and that and 2.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my
I
God.
just it's very interesting to see where this ends up going. Like, I want to see about the game because I don't understand why in the world would you name a game something similar to what you already have.
Why would you
Like-
name it the same thing as what you already have and just
No,
take
no,
a
no.
number
It
off?
is not the same thing.
All
We've
you
already
did was took
established
off a
it.
number.
Call of Duty 4
But that's what I'm saying.
Modern Warfare.
And first of all, nobody ever says the 4
To be
when
fair-
they're saying it.
Yes, I do.
People just refer
I
to it as
do.
Modern Warfare.
Then those people are wrong.
Oh my
It's-
god.
The
See,
best
it's
game
people
is
like
Call
you
of Duty 4
two that
Modern
are why
Warfare.
they think they can get away with calling it this and not be a big deal. Because you always say
Because
the 4,
that
so
is-
it's fine.
Oh, it's a
Because Call of
big
Duty-
deal.
It is a big deal.
Because you were trying to profit off of one of the greatest games of all time
You're
by calling
piggybacking
it
it.
something
It's
extremely
made by
simple.
the same company too. It's an Infinity. This year's the Infinity Ward year, so
I,
it's still.
I have news for you too. Hollywood does this with movies all the time.
I know, but it's dumb.
The thing that kills me, though, is that after they made Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, they made a sequel to that one called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's where it really
Like-
gets confusing.
Okay, you have a sequel to the game that you're making now already, but that is a sequel to a different game. Like, what in the hell were
I'm telling you
thinking?
now, this game is taking place between Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and Call of Duty Warfare 2. It
Modern
is
Warfare 2. It has to be. It's going to, like, squish it right down in
So it's
between.
They're gonna
really
stick it-
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 1.5.
4.5.
Yes.
more like 1.75. It'll be longer than a 0.5.
Oh, okay.
But it is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 an entirely separate series since it isn't part of the original Call of Duty series? Because the original Call of Duty series is
Look,
Call of
man,
Duty, Call of Duty 2,
I'm
3, and
telling
4.
you, we just need a
And then-
chart for all of the games to know where they go and how they're related. And this is so meta at this point for Call of Duty. Like,
Well,
I think
if I
we
have to
go-
guess, we only have a few more weeks, and we learn at E3
yeah, I'm sure we
exactly
do.
where this takes place.
Which is why
I
we
think
got
we've finally
such
gone to
random
spaghetti
news.
code. We've gone to spaghetti Call of Duty now.
Yes,
Call
well,
of
we,
Duty Modern
in there.
Spaghetti.
It's the spaghetti western version of Call of Duty.
At least it would be
Yes.
a fresh take on the series.
Wild West days.
Yes. Well, is that really modern then?
It was modern at the time that the Wild West was going.
I get the inclination to want to do Modern Warfare because every time you say modern, then 10 years down the line, it's not modern. That game's not modern anymore.
Well, guess
So I
what?
got
You
the
could do
idea.
a sequel to the other one.
Well, I
Call
know,
of
but
Duty
that's
4
what I'm
Modern
saying
Warfare
though. Is if you
4.
do sequels, people are gonna think that they're directly related, but they're not. So I get the idea of going, this is Modern Warfare, and from here on out, we could just call them subsequent Modern Warfares. But I still think that it's too confusing, and I really think that you're hoping the success of previous Modern Warfare titles will make this one equally successful.
I liked what they were doing before with the Black Ops. So, like the Black Ops one, the Warfare one where you had Modern Warfare, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare. That was nice. And then the Ghosts one, like you had your 3 separate companies working on 3 different sagas of games, and then you decided to basically just vomit all over it and be like, I don't fucking care what we name
Well,
it.
it's
just
because
name
they
it
gave
something."
up. Is when they gave up on campaigns completely.
Yep.
That's when everything went to shit. Because Ghost, I liked their storyline. I did like the storyline. People didn't like the fucking multiplayer because it wasn't Black Ops 2. Who gives a rat's ass? I don't buy the games for the fucking multiplayer.
but that's the Call
If I
of
want-
Duty audience does, though. We are in the
Well,
minority.
and you know
for
what? They
playing
have
the
that
campaign.
available to them now. It's called Black Ops 4. That's all it is. It's straight up multiplayer. That's all it is.
But how are they going to
You have
sell
it.
more copies of the game every year if not every one of them has multiplayer?
If they would listen to my fucking idea that I've had for years, they would have already made more money than they ever have, and they wouldn't be putting out a damn new game every single year. They could do a new game every 3 years, but you do it the same way that Rainbow Six Siege is working out, which is they just continue to add to the same game that they've on there to where it draws interest. You build up, you're good to go. Now you release the game
in such a way that I don't know if their audience would be able to handle that. Like, I don't know if they would understand it, or if they would automatically assume that the game was stale.
Somebody understands it. Look how well Siege is done.
I know.
Somebody understands it.
But
I feel like the
look
Rainbow
at
Six
the
crowd's
audience
different.
that plays Siege though.
Wow.
It's not like squeaky little kids.
That is true. It's a bit more of a it's a
Until
very
unless
rough
Red is
world
playing,
in
and then
Rainbow Ha! Called out Red.
he doesn't listen to this. It doesn't matter. So it's fine. Ollie can tell him. Be like, they made fun of you. Be like, yeah, we did. The only way you knew is because Ollie's awesome and you suck, Red. That's right. You can tell him I said that too, Ollie.
He's gonna peek Red on like Monday night or Tuesday.
What else we got? Call of Duty's so dumb.
Like when you think they can't one up themselves, here, hold my beer. Oh wait, I guess I'll hold my beer.
It's confusing. Which, I mean, I guess Steam was confused with the Unity review bomb. We talked about that a couple weeks ago because it was free and it looked great. Like on the reviews, everybody's like, "Thanks for the free stuff. I mean, the Ubisoft's awesome." And what do you do about that? And Steam's like, "We don't know. Really, this is unheard of. People don't do this." So. I just thought it was funny that their response was, "We're really not sure what to do here."
Well, I mean, and that's kind of what we thought it was going to be. Like, what do you do here?
Yeah, I like their. It's like it doesn't actually seem to be a review bomb in a way that we've previously defined them, but maybe that's just our definition being wrong. But even if we defined it as one, we're not sure whether it would be off topic or not. So they're like, maybe our definition is wrong, but is it technically a review bomb at that point, or is it just like off topic? Like they're not really sure what to do, and I kind of like the company being transparent about it.
I like the other thing they said too is basically based on the numbers, it's no different than if they had ran the game on sale, which I like that. Yeah. I like the idea of, well, if we'd ran the game on sale, we would have got the same responses, the same review. That our data is showing it's basically the same thing. So. Does it really affect it because they gave it away for free and these people are just reviewing it based on that, and they're normally, and most of them look like regular reviews, but they might happen to mention Notre Dame in that, where, I mean, to be fair, I haven't played the game, but I'll play the game now because of Notre Dame, so maybe that's what's being mentioned, and people are like, this actually, when I revisit it, wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, or wasn't bad as I remember it being. Props to you on the Notre Dame thing.
They had time to work out bugs since then.
It's Ubisoft playing 50D chess. They burned down Notre Dame so that they could give a game away for free and get better reviews. They did it for the reviews.
It's always about them reviews. Never about the money anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
Mo reviews, mo money.
All right, some quick things. We talked about before that Sonic the Hedgehog movie looked awful and was horrible. That the fans rallying against it actually caused them to go, "We're going to redo the CGI.
Yeah,
we're gonna handle that."
Different.
Because of that, it's actually, instead of in November, it's going to be released now in February because they're redoing all that. I don't think the movie's going to do much better.
Yeah.
I think it will do better than it would have because of, the way that Sonic's going to look if they make Sonic look right. And since the internet can fix Sonic within 10 minutes, I think they should be able to fix this shit.
If they make him look right, it'll do better. But once how crappy the story is, like it gets out, it'll be like.
First of all, they're not going to be able to fix Sonic. That is going to be so much fucking work to put in. Like, I mean, like the guy down there is, I guarantee those people are not looking forward to those 80-hour crunch weeks for the next 6 months.
No.
Trying to redesign CGI in a movie that's already done. Like, they have to go back through every single scene that he was in and try to readjust as best as
that
they
game's
can.
not done. I mean, that movie's not done. The movie's not done.
It's coming out in November, so I mean, they're on the final touches.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, even then, sometimes your actual reels that you push out and all that stuff, the printing takes place like in October. So it allows them, it gives them plenty of time to do it. Yeah,
that's why they got to do a bunch more work, push it back, and then do it again.
Yeah, they'll do fine on getting it through there. I think they'll end up making the changes. You can't do shit about the plot line, so good luck with that. But you can, you can make Sonic look the way he's supposed to look. Jim Carrey, actually, I didn't hate him being in the movie, so I think that's actually a decent fit there. I'm not really sure about, the other people that they've got in there, if I'm going to like what's going on, but I'll watch it, but it won't be in theaters. I think you're going to get a lot of people that would probably have watched it if this had been like a Netflix original type thing, which is what it looked like when they first released the trailer, versus, going to a theater. I think it's really going to be, especially as good as Detective Pikachu was and the way it looked, I think it's going to be really difficult to go up against something like that, because now you've set a standard for video game movies that's up there, and you don't.
The difference in that is Nintendo has high standards when it comes to any of their licenses.
Do you remember the Super Mario Bros?
They do now.
Why?
That game, that movie was incredible. And you are all wrong for hating it.
I don't hate it.
I will slap.
I love it.
It is incredible. I'll slap you
It
back.
would have been a fine movie. It had nothing to do with Mario Brothers. But
it's Plumber Bros.
Whatever. But since then, Nintendo has really had restrictions on any of their licensed stuff because of things like that. So they probably have a lot more say with the Pikachu movie, whereas Sega kind of throws Sonic out there on a corner to make the money, and if he doesn't bring any back, they beat him up and make him look worse than what he did.
And throw him back out there.
Wow,
yeah.
You just brought an entire lifestyle into this that I was not expecting. Well played. Well played. So
they really will license Sonic out for everything, though.
Oh yeah.
And also, this is just an aside. It wasn't in the news, but did you see that PlayStation is looking at making their own TV and movie shows based on video games because they didn't feel like any other company could handle them well enough?
Didn't they have a Ratchet and Clank that they did on their own? Sony did on their own, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Well then, let's see how this goes, because I imagine we're gonna see Uncharted as either a show or a movie. So.
Wow, the movie.
I think that would work better as a show.
Yes, please, dude, stop making movies, companies. Goddamn, if you want to have one of your series be good, turn it into a damn TV series.
I think
either
that's where
Game of Thrones style, Walking Dead style. Give it a long-term life.
I feel like
so
that's where the mistake comes in, though,
it.
because they're like, we're making this one game into a movie, so it should be one movie, right? And it's like, but no. That movie is going to be an hour and a half. That game takes 8 to 12 hours to play through. There's a lot more going on.
Yeah, we want to see all the walking. We want to see all the talking. We want to see all the backstory, the flashbacks,
and the problem solving.
We want to see it all. Just because we've played the game doesn't mean that we just want to skip all that stuff in a movie or a show. We want to see it all. God damn it! Like The Witcher. I hope that it's good.
I think it will be because Netflix is doing it, but I think the
Death Note.
Castlevania. I'll counter you.
Ooh.
Sorry, carry on, Oak.
Bleach.
Anyway, I think the Tomb Raider movie that was released 3 years ago, which wasn't too bad. It was based on the reboot version of Tomb Raider. It wasn't too bad, but if it had been put into a more television style instead of putting in a movie, I think it would have been more successful. Just because you would have gotten that background, because it had to be rushed because you're putting it in a 2-hour level.
Yeah, I watched it, and I gotta say that holy shit, there are so many things that she could have done differently, but instead it's like, oh, this happens, now I'm on a fucking boat in the middle of the goddamn ocean. Oh shit, I'm crashed, everyone's dead. Holy shit, what? show, you could have done a little bit more backstory.
That would have been... Well, that was the thing that was killer to me, was the fact that at the beginning of that movie, they actually put this whole intro there that wasn't part of the game. The game starts with her on the boat. And then there's flashbacks that happen during the entire thing, which to me would have been a better intro even for the movie. I was like, I don't understand why you... Because as an audience member, if you're sitting there going, why am I on a boat? Holy fuck, what's going on? What the hell? I don't get it. What's happening? And now you got flashbacks to build that in. To me, that's more interesting storytelling. But
that would have been a little bit better rather than you basically. I guess in their opinion, they were like, all right, we can go ahead and show the pre-story and then rush through it real quick and get to the boat.
That's what it was, because that, the kind of storytelling you're talking about where they do a lot of the flashbacks and whatnot, you can get away with that in games because people playing the game are going to be doing, if you're paying attention to the story, you're going to be thinking more critically about what's going on because you are putting yourself in that role. Whereas movie watchers, it's a popcorn flick. They're not going to be thinking that hard, and doing too many jumps back and forth in time will confuse your audience, like your basic moviegoer audience, too much. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get as much out of it because they're just not thinking about it at the same level that somebody like you would, because you know the series, or that somebody would if they're playing a game because they're playing as that character and trying to figure out motives. They're just watching somebody on the screen, so it's more detached. So I get it, but at the same time I disagree with it. I don't like that kind of don't think about anything cinema all the time. I think that's stupid. Anyway.
Yep. All right, move along. Sad news. We were talking about GOG a while ago. Kind of sad news. All the remaining TellTale game series will be gone from GOG. Actually, tomorrow. Based on what's here. So 5/27, they'll be removed, and none of the TellTale stuff will be on. They're not on Steam anymore. Now they won't be on GOG. It does look like 2K is coming to the rescue when it comes to Borderlands, their Borderlands Telltale series.
Which was amazing, and then they ditched the... Never mind. Keep going. I'm just salty.
And so, since some of those characters, not the voice actors, but some of those characters make their way to Borderlands 3, then it's kind of important that they do have that in there. I am very interested to see... if somebody ends up picking up all of the stuff from
I wonder
TellTale.
how long they are going to, legally behind the scenes, I wonder how long it is before anybody can purchase those as a property.
I don't know. I mean, because I feel like if you paid
is
the
TellTale
bank off...
dead yet?
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, I think that they've been completely liquidated. So I guess, and it's one of those things, too, where we may not find out because the bank that owns the properties, I guess, may just not ever do anything with them because they don't understand. That's not their business.
I hope not. I feel like that this is, and I do feel like you're in a world that we continue to progress and people begin to understand how important gaming is for everyone as we're getting older. Yeah, well, as we get older, right? And there are certain games that are iconic. Could you imagine if Pac-Man has been sitting in a bank's hands all these years and nobody's been able to play it since it was because maybe, it was because of something like this after a bankruptcy or Donkey Kong or something like that. But TellTale had a very unique way of telling stories that needs to, it's part of gaming history and needs to be able to continue to be able to thrive and be put out there. So I'm hopeful that somebody like THQ Nordic or one of these other, or a larger company even, would come in and just be like, okay,
we want to buy
let's make sure we can manage this properly and do what we need to, but we're going to buy this up and just sell these out for now and see if we get the bites. Because Wolf Among Us is one of the best damn games I ever played. I absolutely love that game.
It was great.
From what I read, they're still an assignment, so their stuff is still up in the air.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going to take a while legally for that to kind of settle out. But I think once it does settle out, there will be companies that will actively seek out who owns those properties financially and how they can go about obtaining them.
Well, from what it looks like, the people who own the titles are starting to they're going to take their
IP and go elsewhere.
Yeah, they're gonna take. They were like, "Oh, Batman." Well, Warner Brothers taking that back.
Yeah, because then Warner Brothers will license it out to somebody else. They'll be like, "You want to continue this?"
Well, they have their own gaming studio too, so there's a possibility they could hire some of those people up.
Yeah,
so.
Try to start
and just put it under their own, because they actually have, with as massive as Warner Brothers is, they have the opportunity to be able to fund it and right off the bat versus having to try to earn the funding some way.
It'd be
I would
nice
see-
if Gearbox would license out Tales for somebody to pick it up, but I mean they're not gonna. They're just gonna destroy it with Borderlands 3, and then Randy
Yeah, I was
Pitchford's
gonna
gonna
say you
do
technically
something
can't
stupid.
because Borderlands 3 is going to play off of.
I know, which I told you
Tales from
was
the
gonna happen
Borderlands.
as soon as TellTale
Yeah.
went down.
I thought they were actually going to go off of Borderlands 3, but instead they just basically doing what they did with pre-sequel and going, all right, it was there.
It existed. We'll take some key points from it and just do whatever we want with it from there. We don't really care
You'll
about.
see Jurassic Park, the game, could end up going under Warner Brothers Studio too, because
Yeah.
they
That
did a
was
Back to the
Warner
Future
Brothers.
game too. Who owns Back to the Future?
Warner Brothers.
Oh, is that Warner Brothers as well? Okay, well, that's
They own
Warner
it.
Brothers.
Monkey Island would be interesting because I think LucasArts owned it.
Wait, aren't those Universal?
Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Yeah, Universal, right?
Yeah,
Universal and Warner Brothers.
Okay. I
Yeah, they're the same
didn't know-
company.
Didn't realize they merged.
Yeah.
I mean, The
So
Walking
Universal-
Dead will go back to the comic holder on that one. Same thing with the
So I mean,
Wolf
it's
Among
going to
Us, sorry.
technically.
Wolf Among Us.
It's
Yeah, it'll go back to
technically gonna
Fables.
be up to like a new company that's going to be like, hey, I want to make episodic games. And
I just hope that they
could-
like, especially with Wolf Among Us, if they decide to take that back and continue on with development with another company, that they stick to how TellTale had it set up, because the setup was really nice and I think told that story the best way you could tell a comic story and get the same voice actors back. Because I know a lot of them within TellTale were really attached to the characters that they played.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, thinking about that, then I'll segue into this other little piece. Darksiders and Destroy All Humans getting announced for a new game in E3. But what if because it's called Darksiders Genesis? What if it's a story-based game? Episodic-based game.
Okay, I was about to say all of the Darksiders ones were story based.
Sorry, episodic-based game because it's called Darksiders Genesis.
Now, I think that's going to be your next set in the series. I think Genesis basically means the four of them are going to come back together, and then we're going to have to restart things.
Not till after Darksiders 4. God damn it, that is not how it works. There's 1, 2, and 3.
I would almost
and then
think that
4.
Darksiders Genesis is a
It might be a placeholder.
A prequel?
a prequel to all that, so you can kind of see.
Or it'll
them
be
when
something
they
like
were-
a tactics game. Like, it'll be a prequel, but it'll be a tactics-based game, like a XCOM-ish thing. Some of them have gone that way, where you've got your story-based things, and then they'll
Everyone's pretty happy that it's going to be a spin-off style game. Like it's not going to be main because they just released Darksiders 3 and it did well enough to warrant hopefully a Darksiders 4. So
Well, it could also be one of those things where this is an announcement, not a release. Like, this is not going to be... You'll see Darksiders Genesis by holiday, or something like that. It could be like, this is something we're working on for next-gen consoles and PC and things like that, too. So, I wouldn't say just an announcement means that we're getting a new game so close after the last one. I just think it might be a confirmation that, yes, we know you're all worried about how well Darksiders 3 was going to do and whether or not there would be more. Yes, there will be another Darksiders game.
Other thought process too. Y'all are gonna hate that I'm saying this, but it is a possibility that could be a mobile version of the games.
It's true.
true.
I mean,
I don't.
it's...
And it could be a 4-person co-op on a mobile possibility, similar to what people are working on. I'm not a big fan of playing games that way, but I know there's a lot of people that play games that way nowadays. So possibility.
Yes,
and
but
if
I
you
don't
play along.
think as far as I can think, THQ Nordic does not have very much standing in mobile games
Yet.
at all.
But if mobile is where
Yeah.
everybody's heading, this may be their year to try to jump on that.
Yes, but they're also like such a specific style. They're old school, steal by as many franchises as they can, and kind of hit that side market where they make good games. They're like or cult classic games. And I mean, trying to tap into another market,
I guess we'll find
I don't
out.
know.
I mean, E3's in a couple of weeks. I imagine we'll see a lot of this stuff there. We'll see
Yes.
expansion on a lot of the news and whatnot. So
for sure.
we'll find out.
Okay, Titan Quest is on iOS. So they are moving some of their games over. It's also on Android. So it does look like it
what
doesn't
else
look
are
like they're doing original stuff on there yet, from what I can tell. So they are just taking games that they had and moving them over. This is the Police. Never heard of it, but all right, cool. That looks like it's completely. 2008 was when that one was released. It was Android and iOS only for THQ. That's the only ones. So there's 4 or 5 games. So it's a possibility they're taking one of their major franchises, if you will, and creating a mobile option.
We'll find out.
Maybe.
I can see Destroy All Humans being mobile.
But I mean, that may be their plan.
They both might be mobile then.
Yeah.
I hope not. Anyway, this one little. It's already an hour and some minutes. I did want to make sure that I got this out. A Monster Hunter style game called Dauntless. Me and Baka played it a little while back, and it just went. Yeah, you remember it.
I asked him earlier if he was playing. He said no.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't sound familiar with anything that I've been playing here lately. So no.
It just came out of early access, or whatever you want to call it, beta. It's actually been a beta. It hasn't been early access. It's been a beta.
Right.
But it is a free-to-play Monster Hunter-like game for PC, Xbox, and PS4, and it is fully cross-platform across all 3. The game is a super simplified version of Monster Hunter. It is not that complicated. It's there's not that much shit to it. Like you gather some stuff and you craft some stuff and you get new gear. And you beat the shit out of some big ass monsters because you hunt them out in the field. You go on hunts, I guess.
I think the cool thing about the game that I like watching videos and stuff of it is the fact that each part of the monster you can break down and destroy. So there's you can end up cutting a leg off or a tail off or something like that, depending on the type that's on there. So you can work your way around the monster, destroying different parts of it.
Isn't that
in
how
order
it is
to
in
break it
Monster
down.
Hunter though, as well?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I thought that was one of the features.
Well, the graphics are a whole lot different. You got one that's very realistic versus the other one that is kind of
cartoony.
I don't know.
It's
kind of
cartoony for sure. It's I think it was made in Unreal Engine 4. And apparently, because I've followed them for a while, they have had some serious trouble with their servers because they were getting slammed from first day out all the way through, and they've had to restrict it pretty significantly and not let many people come in.
And now I will say, like the 2 years that I've been at PAX West, both years Dauntless was there, and that was a 3-hour wait to be able to play that game. And they had some of the most amount of PCs out of everybody that was there. They were one of the biggest ones, and they had a 3-hour wait. So I was like, okay. So I'm excited for it because it looked good when I was seeing the stuff that was on there, but I wasn't waiting 3 hours to play a game. So
same.
Who made it? Phoenix Labs. Why do they sound so familiar?
You can Google them, I'm sure.
Probably because you played the game and seen it on a screen.
Formerly Meth Labs.
Was it really?
I hope not. What?
It was Meth Labs.
Oh my god. Really? What a terrible name. Who made that choice?
Right?
Oh man.
It's horrible. Their former name is Meth Labs?
I think so.
Well, we know what that day we're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's why I don't want to play it.
Because
it's because they were formerly Meth Labs?
No.
What?
Published by Epic Games.
Oh. I don't want to give them any more attention, I guess.
To be fair, is it on Steam, or how do you normally get it?
I think you have to go to Epic Games. Or you can go to their website and download it. Which, if you can, hopefully you can just do that. I don't know if it's on Steam.
I don't know. If
it's
got servers, you might have to open your Epic launcher for server access, though.
Yeah. I will say, I may not care for their publisher, but the Phoenix Labs, now I remember why. A former Riot game developer left. 3 Riot game developers left. And then they hired 40 developers from BioWare, Blizzard, and Capcom. They have some big developers inside of this, yes. Which is why I assume it's so fucking popular. Like, people just driving to get in.
That explains the art style, too.
Yes.
Really explains that art style.
But yeah, it's free to play. If you want to try it, just try it. If you have to download the Epic Games launcher, I'm sorry, but don't try it.
No, I mean, if you have to do that, if you have a console, just put it on the console. You can still play
there you go.
against your
Just
PC
get it
people.
on the console.
Yeah, I mean that's the easiest way to do it. I mean, I'll play it on my Xbox. I was debating whether to download it last night, so because I was watching the videos of it, and I'm like, I'll try it. So it's free to play. What the hell I got to lose? Deleting it, you know. Yeah. It's like a hard drive space. That's the only thing I got to lose. All right, got you.
Well, what else we got? I know we are a little longer than usual, but you know
That was the main one that I wanted to make sure I did not forget.
Yeah.
cool.
Still shorter than last week.
Yeah.
By a good bit. If that's the only one we got, we're good to go. We appreciate everybody who hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. You can check out Grif.
At Grif's Linum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken through and through.
Check out Baka.
Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube, where she's currently playing through
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. That's right.
Close.
Sorry, I'm a month ago. You know, that's where I'm at.
Just a little
That's
behind.
where
It's
I'm
all
at.
right.
Yeah. Where, you know, hopefully between surviving Mars, she'll be able to film some.
I'm gonna go play Red Dead right after this. I promise.
Not me. I'm going back to the feudal era.
Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. Chicken, what you playing this week, bud?
Probably Overwatch.
Event.
Probably Overwatch. Are you doing a Monday stream, or are you off completely? Because of...
I will be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then the following week I will get back to 5 days a week. June and on should be back to normal.
Are
Except
you
for maybe the 4th of
doing
July.
anything tonight, or?
Probably not.
He's
I have
probably
a problem.
gonna be stuck on crack.
Yeah, I have a problem.
I mean, you can.
You know, you could just film. You could just
I
stream
could
what you're
stream
doing.
it.
You can just stream your crack.
Yeah, but I'm too casual with that shit, and I don't like to be casual on stream. I like to be professional. Unfortunately, my wife has driven me that
I
way.
don't know what you're talking about.
So I just like to sit here, play my game, and watch classic WoW. Seriously, watching people just run around with 4-second swing times and hit each other with hammers. It's ridiculous. Whack!
That's classic.
Whack! Ability.
Your skill has
okay.
gone up.
Yeah.
Too funny.
You do slightly more damage and hit more often.
Yeah, as I say, you hit just a little bit more often.
Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/MDB Oaktree, where I am starting Rage 2 tonight.
Oh, don't tell me
We'll
anything
see how
about
that-
it. I've got it on my GameFly queue.
Do you? Okay.
Yes.
I want to let you know one thing. It's very colorful. That's the only thing you get.
And Ollie worked on it. That's what I need to know. Okay.
Yeah, the two things you know. Which is part of the reason I got it, because our friend worked on it. So I got to make sure that we support Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's
hopefully he gets
amazing
his 2 pennies.
Aw. I hope I got paid more than that.
Or his half a penny.
Shut up. Keep going.
For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm chicken.
Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Please hang up and try again.